Hello and welcome back to the podcast. I'm a little late in the game this week, but if you're not listening to it when it comes out, like you won't even notice. But if you did notice, I actually appreciate that because that means you listen. Anywhoozle. Okay, we ladies, we need to gear up for next week. I thought I would just talk about the energies of next week and like, I don't know, February in general. And I know I talked about that in a little bit in a couple episodes, but I really just want to hit some points before moving into next week, or if you mean listen to this the week of the 15th. I think that's when Sunday is, yes. Um it's like going to be the most crazy astrological week of the year, and like just shit that hasn't happened in a very long time. Like shit's about to pop off. So, what are we going to do about it? Well, we're just going to be I think being aware is just so huge because you are, you know, you may have some things fall apart in your life, or you may, things are pivoting and blah, blah, blah. And it's just like not becoming resentful or like trying to force things and just being like, okay, this is the direction that I need to start heading now. And it is what it is. Like we're gonna do this thing and we're gonna trust. We're gonna trust. Because I personally have been feeling the energies of the collective so heavy. Obviously there's all kinds of shit going on. And again, a friendly reminder is that a lot of these, things are coming to light because, these things that are not of the highest good need to be dismantled and better things need to be put in place. I am a true believer that we are heading towards basically like a new earth. I mean, it's like the planet is going to be the same. It's not like things are drastically going to change in a couple years, but I think that there are going to be a lot of awakenings, or just people are hopefully choosing to lead with love instead of hate or their ego, and all the fun stuff. But I'm not talking about that today. I'm not getting into that. So what we do want to talk about is the energies. And as I said, I felt that over the last weekend. So like the weekend of the 6th, 7th, 8th, I, oh my gosh, there was a point where I was crying for like 30 minutes straight, it felt like. And I don't typically like let myself do that, and that's that's my own problem because I don't know, I feel like we've been conditioned to be like, well, it's not the right time to do that, or it's like the not the right time to have big feelings or feel emotions, and we get that nailed into our head as we were children, which I'm hyper aware of that now when my own children have big feelings, because it's like, okay, I don't want to come at them and be like, like, enough, why are you doing that, blah blah blah. Like, I have to stop myself and think, okay, they need to have their moment. And like, if I need a moment, I'm gonna go by myself and just like, I'm not gonna have my moment in front of everyone, but like your kids have their moments in front of everyone. And that's okay. Like, oh my gosh. Just holding space for them is much better than having that, you know, reaction and, you know, them thinking that it's not okay to, you know, cry or be upset, because it definitely is. That's how we release energy. That's that's how things move through us. Everything is energy, and I will say that 1,000 times a day until everyone understands that. um but anyways, like, yeah, with all this like heavy energy, and it's like I feel like I need to cry and sleep, and what the hell is going on? And honestly, this week I feel like everything's going to shit. Oh my God. It's like the year of the snake. Like, what do we actually need to shed? And you actually need to take action and do those things, because, you know, to become in alignment with your highest timeline, you have to make those shifts. And I think personally, I've been scared of letting a version of myself go. Um, and actually doing like the things that I need to do. Um, and it is kind of scary, and that's okay, because I know there are bigger and better things ahead. And I'm trusting. I am trusting. I caught myself the other day, you know, just thinking about everything in my life, and I'm like what, you know, like how do I go about this, or how do I do XYZ? And I was like, oh my gosh, I should like ask my friend about it, or get a reading from my other friend, or blah blah blah. And I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Like, this is the thing. This is basically like my um I don't know what word I want to say. Like, well, my dharma, like my part of my soul mission is like learning to trust myself, and actually sitting and slowing down and being like, okay, what is it that I actually want to do? Why am I asking somebody else? Or why when it feels like things, you know, are quote unquote falling apart, then I feel like I need to go and ask somebody else. And like, yes, like I think readings are great. I think they're fun, but I think at the end of the day, you need to start building that confidence and self trust. And I know this is meant for you to hear it if you're listening to this, because that's how cool everything is. Everything is divinely timed. You're going to hear this when you need to hear it, and you're going to move through things when you need to move through them. And it's just like, I've also felt the collective like urgency to do things too. And it's just like, no, 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 no. I have been pushing way too life, like the masculine energies and the forcing. I have been way too into that in the last couple weeks, and I just can tell. So today I really set the intention. Obviously, I'm sitting down and doing something I really enjoy. I'm recording a podcast. I like to yap. I like to talk about this stuff. But I like am making choices that are just like um filling up my cup, not rushing through things so much. Um I'm actually trying to dress better. This is like so random, but I've seen this pop up in so many different places lately, and I was like, okay, spirit guide team, I get it. I'm a fucking slob. Uh, but seriously, if you want, you're calling all these things, and you want this, like, yeah, like everyone, like, oh, I want to be the higher version of myself, and blah, blah, blah. But like, how are you acting now? Like, you have to embody that stuff now in order to quantum leap and get there faster. So I am setting the intention to kind of be like, I know, I was like, I got this cutie little shirt on, and I have like black satin pants on. I don't know how this will go when I go out in public, but we'll see. I don't really care what um other people think of my clothing choices, but I feel as if when you're confident in what you're wearing and like you're feeling really good, people do notice that too. And you just give off a different energy for sure. As opposed to, I mean, like, don't get me wrong. Sometimes I feel like if I could wear jeans and a sweatshirt all the time, I would. But like at the end of the day, like is that the vibes I'm going? Like, you know what I mean? I almost feel, and think about that for yourself. Like, what are like the vibes you want to give off when somebody sees you? Like more of a flowy Venus sign. Look up your Venus sign. And you are supposed to basically dress like your Venus sign and like kind of take into account your rising sign as well. I have I've been trying to work towards this a little bit because for myself, so like my Venus is in Scorpio. So it's like I really want to be blacks. Yes, fuck yes. Give me all the black clothes. And like mysterious and like kind of like risque a little bit. And then like as my Sag rising, I've got like that's the fire sign and just kind of more things that pop. And like I don't know, right now my nails, I have them kind of a dark redder is redder a word? No. Dark red, which I like to have them black. I'm thinking about going to like a dark purple and just like playing around with that. Anyways, like look good, feel good. Who said that? I don't know, but it's 1000% true. So we're gonna let go of the identities that we had in 2025. And maybe you need to let go of some clothes. You know, I've been talking about decluttering too. We need to be doing that out, but and don't clean your house on the 17th. Look up, there's some things that you should and should not do's on the Lunar New Year. I think one of the big one was like just yeah, don't like wash your clothes or clean your house. Kind of like the same thing with the first day of the year, like January 1st, like you just kind of want to like not to clean away the new energies there. You want to welcome them in, like opening your door. I don't give a shit how cold it is. You got to let that fresh air in, man. It was like 10 degrees and I was like, I need to open this. I try. I'm not great at it. I want to be better, but I try to open my windows for like at least 10 minutes, whether it's freezing or it's hot out. I love, oh, the time of year you can have your windows open, you guys. Oh, it's the best. Okay. So, this year of the snake, it happens. So, like, the Lunar New Year happens on the same day as the new moon, too. So, this shit is crazy. Actually, the thing that is probably the craziest of them all, craziest, kind of cool. So, Saturn, we talked about Saturn, Granddaddy Saturn, is actually moving into Aries. So, like, Neptune just got there not too long ago. And Saturn, so it's actually like coming up on this weekend and 13th, 14th, Saturn is going to meet Neptune at 0 degrees Aries, which is like that specific thing hasn't happened for thousands of years, like thousands of years. And it's so interesting to me because it's like at the beginning of the zodiac. It's almost like starting a new karmic cycle in that very leadership, beginner energy. Like, what is going to unfold? And yeah, like, how do you want to move forward? Are you going to move forward with love, compassion, being open? Are you just going to be closed off in negative Nancy, filled with hate? Like, ew, no, those vibes aren't here. We don't have. You're definitely going for more of the open heart and just like heart led. I'm just like, oh, but it's going to shake things up. I think it'll be very, very interesting over the next few years. Oh my gosh. Like so, so interesting. We live in a very, very cool time. And I like to think like our souls chose to be here at this point in time. Like, how cool. I can't wait someday to be like, okay. I know, I just like want to watch my life as a movie. A very long time from now, of course. Um, but okay, we've got the Saturn Neptune conjunction happening at 0 degrees. That is, yeah, just brand new, fresh energy. I kind of like that. And like I said, I think in the last week's episode, I'm starting to kind of feel that like coming back online again with, spring being around the corner. Thank goodness. I get so happy when everything's green outside. Don't worry, like I'm happy now, especially because I've been able, like we've been able to go on walks and it actually hasn't been too terrible outside. And I ran outside today. Like that's all good and well. And the new moon. Pivot. So yeah, we started February with the full moon in Leo, which was like, oh my gosh, lots of ego deaths and finding like like I just said, like letting go of that, basically that version of you from 2025. We're not her anymore. We're moving on. We are becoming something else and moving towards our highest timeline. And we're learning, growing, and evolving, and it's magical, wonderful. We're here for it. And then we get to the new moon, which this is not a new moon to manifest set intentions. We're not doing that because there's an eclipse. Also, we're gonna have the lunar new year on the 17th, and then there's a solar eclipse in the sign of Aquarius, and the sun sign actually changes the very next day on the 18th to Pisces. My daughter is a Pisces sun at 0 degrees. She just made the cut, which I always find fascinating. I love looking at my kids' charts. Random. But oh my gosh. So this energy is like going to help us prepare for the North Node to move into Aquarius in July. And the North Nodes, as you probably know, the North Nodes, like there's the North Node and South Node, has to do with the moon. And they essentially represent your dharma and karma, or where you're headed to, what your soul is wanting to learn, and then like the places you are comfortable in. For instance, my North Node is in my first house, self. Trusting my freaking self. And then my South Node is in my 7th house of relationships. So I get super comfortable in relationships. And again, with this eclipse energy, it kind of just shakes everything up as well. And eclipses are a good time to kind of really step back and observe your life as well. And I don't really recommend the like with the energies of next week, like not taking a lot of action, just being more of an observer, an observer of your life, and honestly taking notes. Like on your phone, in your journal, like actually doing these things and seeing how you feel, taking the time for you. Like you have time to do these things. I think everyone gets so caught up in the noise, in the numbing out, in the escapism. But we want to move away from that. Like, we want to, I don't know. We want to bring our nervous system back to center that again. We want to just be more present in how we move through life and actually living life, actually enjoying it and not getting caught up in things that you really don't need to be caught up in. And last, but certainly not least, for this fun February week we are about to have is at the end of the month. Well, I suppose this is towards the end of February, where Mercury goes into retrograde, friends. Okay. So basically, okay, like with the retrogrades and the eclipse, they are very interesting because it's like whatever comes up now is going to probably come up again in like August area. And Mercury retrograde is not something to fear. It is something to just be aware of. And I mean, at least that's happening the week after. So we've got all this stuff happening. And there just could be, again, some things happening in your life that week of February that kind of shift things forever. So just really take the time to ground yourself. Just be in your body. Self-care, take some time for you, and really, again, observe kind of what goes on in your life next week. And I am feeling really called to pull one of these beautiful cards for a beautiful message, the energies of February. Ooh, look at this card. Oh, and at the bottom, give yourself a break. I feel like that has popped up so much. But the card that popped out was the Rainbow Bridge. Oh, all right. So this is from my beautiful Golden Keys of Gaia deck that my beautiful friend Ashley gifted to me. And oh my gosh, it's incredible. Like the amount of, I don't know, information on each card is kind of crazy. So I don't think I'm going to read this whole thing, but I'm going to read the invitation and just a little bit of this. So I'm going to read exactly what you need to hear. So like, as souls exist in human bodies, we are living in a prism, not a prison. The universal light channels through the inner prism of our consciousness, refracting into a magnificent spectrums of tones, illuminating the world around us and unveiling our unique radiance. Like the sunlight passing through a prism, we are imbued with the vibrant essence of the rainbow. So, much like rainbows and the graceful arch of our own smiles, we individually look up to one another with admiration and bridge the gaps that exist in our lives. Through the vibrant colors of our beings, we create bridges of connection, understanding, and love. Each hue represents an aspect of who we are, and these bridges serve as pathways to reach across differences, to mend broken connections, and bring people closer together. They are bridges of empathy, compassion, and acceptance that span the distance between hearts. So just as rainbows grace the sky, this card reminds you that you also possess the ability to bridge gaps in your life. Each color of your being represents a unique aspect of who you are. Through your authentic expression, you create a bridge of connection, understanding, love, and spanning distances between the hearts. Ooh, really heart-led, loving. Ah, you are a living prism, refracting the universal light through your consciousness. Embrace the diverse mosaic of colors within you, allowing all your qualities and virtues to shine through the delicate stained glass windows of your soul. As you radiate your true essence, you inspire admiration and the bridge gaps that exist in your life, fostering unity and harmony with those around you. Okay, so when you come against any stormy situation, be sure to shine brightly from the inside out. You will create a rainbow of peace from the bow of your smile and heal the situation by staying in your light. Watch how the atmosphere can change in the room when you shine with positivity and be the sun in the situation. The storm, meaning your sunlight, will weave a beautiful rainbow of peace and hope. Oh, I feel like that's a good message for the collective as well. Like that, just really, I mean, again, like honoring your feelings and how you feel, but we don't want to get trapped in some negative, icky, gross energy and just letting it really pull you down and being in a victim mindset and just really taking the reins back, knowing that you are a magical freaking human being. Well, you're a magical soul in this human body, and you truly can do anything you want. I 100% believe that. So thank you. Thank you. I hope my rambling made sense today. Please feel free to ask me questions if you so choose. I am available on Instagram, or if you know me in real life, you can text or call me. Thank you so much for listening, and we will hang on tight for next week and see, what comes up in your own life. Oh, last minute, I would maybe see where Aries is in your chart as well, just to see where those planets are meeting, Neptune and Saturn, and look at what that house is, and perhaps be aware of maybe that is a particular area of your life that you may see some changes. So hopefully that helps, and we will talk to you next week. Thank you for listening.